Good morning, rainmakers. Priyan here from Reignway Real Estate. Hope you're well. In the podcast today, we don't just talk about real estate, we also talk about real life. So today, what I'm going to do is sort of discuss with you something that really affects us in terms of who we are and what we do. In terms of the path that society expects us to follow. So from the moment we're born, we're told what to do, go to school, get a job, work until you retire. But who really decides this is the only way? uh, what if there was another path? One where you could live with purpose on your terms and what you love. Um, Today, we're going to break it down, the historical systems that created the one-size-fits-all way of life, and why it is automated and outdated, and how you can break free from it. So whether you're into real estate, looking for freedom, or an entrepreneur trying to carve out their own path, or just someone who wants to live a more fulfilled life, this episode is for you. So let's get into it. So with society as a whole, the origins of society and the life pan. Historically, society was structured to serve the ruling class, the kings, the queens, and the landlords. Peasants and people who worked on the land got, in exchange, food and shelter, and they were ultimately controlled. They didn't have a choice of what they wanted to do or how they wanted to do it. They were just told to carry on their lives. They were fed with, for example, wheat and potatoes because it was mass grown, and also given beer in order to sort of numb their senses and become more controllable. Fast forward to today, and while the system looks different, the goal is actually the same: to keep people in line and following the redefined path. So the modern day version of control, we're told to go to school, get a degree, get a job, and at a certain age, we're told to retire. But why? Who says you need to retire at 65? Why is even 65 an age? You know, who tells you have to have a degree to be successful? I mean, the truth is the system is built in order to create workers and not free thinkers and entrepreneurs. So therefore, if you're at school and you're thinking this isn't for you, why are you not fitting within the system? It's most probably because your personality and your human design is not following the system, but it breaks you down and makes you believe that you're incorrect or you're not right. And so therefore you adhere and fall into line. However, this shouldn't be the case. You need to understand how to break free and live with purpose. The world is changing with technology, social media, global connectivity. People are realizing that they don't have to follow the old script. You can build a life around what you love. What's there, whether that be in real estate, entrepreneurship, or something entirely different. Retirement doesn't mean stop working. It's about working on something that you love and that you want to stop doing. So retirement means basically, yes, maybe retiring from, as I said, something that you want to stop doing, but carrying on working and living your life's purpose and carrying out your dreams and doing what you want. So real estate may be, the way that you go about it, but it may not be your final destination. That is fine, because what you're looking to do is use it as a stepping stone to create financial freedom. Now, financial freedom, again, is misrepresented because of the fact that society wants you to believe that you need to earn X, Y, Z, E in order to be wealthy. But no, you can have financial freedom, or not financial freedom, freedom, even if you lived on the beach, went surfing, had a very simple life. You wouldn't need a huge amount of money or a mortgage or a house or a car or life insurance, for example, to the hill in order to have freedom, because you can have freedom because you can do whatever you want and do what you love. So freedom, money is about creating enough wealth in order to get the freedom to do what you want. Rich people are not wealthy in money. They're wealthy in the fact that they choose to acquire it in order to get freedom, then to do whatever they want. So don't just follow the herd, set your own goals and find out what excites you and work towards that every day. Now, whether that be in real estate, as I said, a stepping stone to acquire money, to earn knowledge, in order to then reap the rewards of being able to have income generating assets, which then work for you. A brilliant book that I read, which changed my life, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It talks about passive income and active income. The difference is originally when you start or come out of university, well, even if you don't go to university nowadays, what you work is what you get. Once you start working towards what you get, you can only work a certain amount of hours. Yes, your hours go up and you get paid more per hour. So a doctor who's qualified gets paid, say, $1,000 an hour. However, somebody who was working as a waiter gets $5 an hour. However, your hourly rate will increase. However, that's active income. You only live to a certain age. As you get older, you shouldn't work as hard. You should work less and get more money. Now, how do you get more? Once you get the money, then you have to make that money work for you, which is active income. So originally, when you start in life, you'll have 95% active income. And therefore, then once you make your investments in property or a company or shares or stocks, then you get passive income. So the idea is to get 65-70% of your money from passive income. So therefore, you have the freedom now to acquire active income from what you love and what you want to do. So assets and active income and passive income. Change the dial, which is all active, to passive in order to break through the hemisphere in order to get your freedom. It's the same analogy as a rocket, for example. A rocket uses huge amounts of power and fuel to take off the ground. It reaches the sky, and then as it bursts through the ozone layer or atmosphere, it then basically uses hardly anything. So that analogy is what you're looking at in life. From 0 up until maybe 25, 30, you're basically working really hard, but having the thought of what you're going to do, how you're going to get passive income. And therefore, then you basically start saving your money and putting it towards passive income in order to create the wealth that you have. Now, assets and liabilities. A car, as soon as you drive it or buy it, is a liability. You need insurance, you need service, and it's depreciated. So when you're looking to acquire wealth and get passive income, don't keep buying a more expensive car. Don't spend your money on watches. Don't spend your money on things that aren't necessary, because what you need to do is that then you would be in the system. You'll still be in debt. You'll have a better job. You'll have a better house. You'll have a bigger mortgage, but you'll still be in the system and control. So what you do is up until the age of 30, save your money, put it into passive assets that will work, income generating assets that will work for you. And therefore, then you can break the mold. Don't buy expensive cars and watches now, but then in the future, you'll have ample time to spend on watches, cars, holidays. But if you don't, all that you will keep doing is be under pressure and also be in the system and always be working and a slave to the system. So read that book. It's fantastic. Changed my life. So in conclusion, here's what you have to take away from today's podcast. Life isn't just about following a path that was set centuries ago. It's about carving your own way, doing what makes you feel alive and working towards a future that excites you. Really believe in that, my rainmakers. Really believe in that. If you believe in that, nobody can change your path. You know in your heart what you love doing, what resonates with you, what makes you happy. Whether that even be being the best mum or best wife or best husband or best house husband there is. Do it with passion. Then think about ways of how you can make that work for you in terms of generating income and then getting passive income. If you're in real estate, use it as a tool to create freedom, not just a paycheck. If you're in your job that you love, start thinking about the next steps, like I said before. Whatever you do, don't settle for a life that does not inspire you. You only have one life. You only have one time on this earth. And so therefore, make the most of it. Please. In this episode, if that resonated with you, subscribe to Reignway Real Estate because all the subscribers help me in order to build a community of like-minded people. Share it with somebody who needs to hear this in terms of keeping the conversation going. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next episode.